Yeah,
Smith.
yeah.
Who are you supporting? Who do you trust to win the NFC? Is it the Bucks or is that bad man in the Packers?
I got to be honest with you. You know, you don't bet against Tom Brady, and I wouldn't put my money on it. But if you put me against the wall right now today, I'm gonna roll with the Packers. I'm gonna roll with that bad brother Aaron Rodgers. Now we don't like the deliberate deceitfulness that he exercised weeks ago. That was very, very weak on his part, and I'm very consistent with that. But that doesn't take away my love for the brother in terms of his greatness on that football field. He's a bad man, and he put on a show yesterday.
Yes,
he was absolutely sensational.
Yes,
just pinpoint passing, just cut down on the turnovers, just running the team the way that he does. And then I'm looking at the Packers as a complete package. I don't care that Aaron Jones just had 23 yards. I love the fact that he's back on the football field after a couple of weeks hiatus. I'm looking at Dylan. You know what you call them? Yak yards. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the guy. That's right. Yards after contact. This is what the brother brings to the table. So we've got that duo coming out of the backfield. Devontae Adams is arguably the best wide receiver in football. You got Lazard and Randall Cobb and Scantling all making a contribution. You're getting an offensive line. Pat, you're getting that back together once Bakhtiari comes back and what have you. You still got Runyon and the rest of the crew up in there holding it down until Bakhtiari gets back. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you got Douglas with a pick six. You've got guys that have been opportunistic. Their defense has improved over the last few weeks. So I'm looking at the Green Bay Packers right now. And I'm saying and I'm anticipating, okay, the likelihood is that these brothers could end up with the #1 seed. These brothers could end up making sure the road to the Super Bowl has to come through Lambeau Field. And now you're asking me, even with the great Tom Brady in the same conference, as a reigning, defending Super Bowl champion, what you're asking, and again, this is Tom Brady here. We reserve the right to alter and modify our thinking to some degree in the weeks to come. It's fluid. But in the end, what I got to ask myself is this. Am I going to bet Aaron Rodgers is going to lose back-to-back playoff games at Lambeau Field?
Yeah.
That's a hard bet to make, and I ain't doing it. I'm with the Packers right now.
Yeah, and I like the Packers. I told you guys I needed that other element, and I saw that other element, that Thursday night game when Dylan brought that power to it, and I'm telling you, he gives them something special. You saw in the third quarter one time, he just turned around, handed the ball to him. I was like, just running through. I said, boy, if they'd have done that last year, they could have gone to the Super Bowl. So even having it at home like they did last year, Stephen A., I'm on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm going to tell you something, too, because we said things here, and as I look at this team now, I realize something. We talked about how Tom sat back and picked the right team to go to. The right team to go to when he chose Tampa Bay. Tom picked the right team, but Tom put in the most important ingredients in that stew. When he added Gronk and he added Antonio Brown, those were the important ingredients in that stew that made them able to cook the casserole and cook the meal that they cooked and gave us in the Super Bowl. You see it now. I'm telling you, we're underestimating how much even Antonio Brown meant, because Antonio Brown was coming off all he was coming off. We dare not put our mouth upon him like he was so important to that team. But now we see how important he is to that team. We saw what this team looked like those couple weeks without Gronk, and we saw what they look like with Gronk. It's a game. Gronk looks like good old Gronk, not the good old LD Gronk, the good old LE Gronk. Good old Gronk, the Gronk from before, that played well before. You know what I'm saying? And with that element, I got to go with Tampa Bay. They gone in the Lambeau. They went right on in there and snatched that right from Aaron Rodgers. Bad man. I ain't taking nothing away from Aaron Rodgers. The throws he made yesterday were some of the greatest throws we've ever seen in the history of the NFL.
And doesn't turn the ball over. All right, so we got Packers, Bucks, tiebreaker here. Where are you on this, Dan?
I think I lean the Packers. I really do. I think, first of all, the playoffs will be 100% about matchups. The Packers will match up better against certain teams, and Tampa Bay will be matched up against certain teams. Tampa Bay is very much so tied to Gronk's health. I mean, Playmaker, you are 100%. Like, they are a different offense. They're the best offense in football when Gronk is healthy. He's the reason they won that game yesterday outside of the takeaways.
No doubt.
I still have big concerns about Tampa Bay's defense. I mean, Indianapolis went up and down the field on them yesterday. The only reason they win the game is because of turnovers and because of Gronk's performance. I think the reason why I lean towards Green Bay is because of A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon brings a
new
identity
force
to their offense that they haven't had maybe ever since Aaron Rodgers has been there. The physicality. He reminds me of Corey Dillon from New England early in 2000s when they were going on their run. The amount of yards he gets after getting that first hit is such a big deal. And that's why I said this morning, I had to apologize to Brian Gutekunst, the general manager of the Packers. I did not mind the Jordan Love pick years ago. I minded the A.J. Dillon pick. I thought that should have been a wide receiver. And as I'm watching this team play right now, and I'm seeing the identity impact that Dillon has on that football team, man, that was a big
I was just going to pull up his tweet also to compound that on Matt LaFleur being a top three
coach in the NFL.
I thought you might want to respond to all
Top
that.
three coach in the NFL.
The Matt LaFleur,
I don't want to hear. First of all, obviously, Get Up leads into our show, and we're very proud of the work that they do. And I watch them every chance that I get. Okay, here's the reality. I was sick to my stomach watching Dan Orlovsky on Get Up.
You should have gotten Pepto-Bismol.
I actually do. I have it in my office. You have to take it.
Dan, I was getting fired up.
That's exactly what I'm going to. That's exactly what I'm going to do. First of all, let me tell you this, right? He's on this apology tour, Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur. First of all,
I never apologized to Matt LaFleur.
Excuse me, I'm just talking about you was talking about how we owe these folks an apology. You understand? Listen, here's the deal. With Gutekunst, it's not about, you might have questioned the draft pick of Dillon, but the biggest issue with him was that he didn't cultivate the kind of relationship you should cultivate with your superstar quarterback.
Sure.
That was the indictment against him. He damn sure don't deserve an apology for that. You need to stop that. That's the only, listen, everything else, listen, they back-to-back NFC championship games. So we looked at the personnel that they have, and even though you can nitpick here and there, the bottom line is, from that perspective, you can't look at Gutekunst and say, oh, he didn't do a good job. What you were saying is, wait a minute, this all starts and stops with that bad man right there, which is Aaron Rodgers, and you didn't cultivate a relationship with them. Now we get to Matt LaFleur. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.